I think that's what every Saw has
That's
been
true.
talking about.
They always push that. They're like, this is the final one. This is the last one. So you gotta see this. And that happened with Transformers with the new one. And my friend, he was gonna see it.
Yeah.
Or he did see it, and he just walked out. Like I think like even before the credits even started rolling.
Yeah.
And he's just like, fuck this. Like this
Pissed
is
off.
the worst thing.
Hey
ever.
guys, welcome to another episode of Timone Show. We're over here with Nasser and Nicho. And we're gonna discuss Saw, and I don't know, it might even branch off into whatever else, because that's usually what happens on this show. So yeah, we're gonna continue talking about Saw and like how movies are never gonna end. They're just gonna keep on rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. I
What
don't
do
know.
you think? You like horror, right? Did you ever get into Saw?
I've seen most of them. I forget where I left off.
That's how I did it. So then I had to rewatch them all over and over because I forgot where I left off. And then like,
Yeah, I got better things to do.
and then they,
Yeah.
but then they do tie them in together in an interesting way.
No,
But-
yeah, they try really hard to do that, and that's one thing I think they try their hardest at.
They
the
did that really.
twists and
They did
stuff.
that really good in Curse of Chucky, that last one they made.
Yeah,
Like,
that was actually really good.
yeah. I like.
That
I
was
enjoyed
really,
it.
it was really
I-
well tied together. It wasn't like as good. Like the first one was probably the best.
Yeah.
No,
I liked the first
the
one. It
third
was like-
one is the best. Child's Play 3 is the best Chucky movie. The one at military camp.
It stopped
Oh, yeah,
being good
yeah,
after
that
they
one was good.
Changed it from Child's Play to just Chucky, then it stopped being good.
That was that was with the dude from Dungeons and Dragons. I remember him. Have you ever seen the movie Dungeons and Dragons? Which is
I did
so
see the
bad.
movie Dungeons and Dragons. Had the
It's
7
so
Up guy
bad.
on it, and the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have Tom Baker in it, like briefly cameoing in it, and like Jeremy Irons.
Wait,
and
no,
shit.
that was Marlon Wayans in it.
Yeah, that was Marlon Wayans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't the 7 Up guy.
Who was the 7-Up guy?
There was a 7 Up guy back in the 90s. He was he had commercials going on around. It was all like, "Make 7 Up yours," but he had this T-shirt that said "Make 7," and the back said "Up yours" or whatever. Like, I don't know. It was funny in the 90s. I was in grade school. I don't know. Like,
That's pretty.
You sound so old.
But like we were talking about fucking Chucky, and then
Yeah.
also Dungeons and Dragons. So Chucky, I thought it was a good concept in the first movie because it was just like fucking, serial killer happened to just know this one particular serial killer happened to know how to transfer his soul, but he still like got the kid to kill things anyway. I didn't understand why he took the kid with him to like through Chicago anyway though.
I don't know. I don't know. There's probably just gain his trust to be able, like, like. He almost got that kid's soul in Chucky 3. That little
Yeah,
that Tyler, that little black kid Tyler. He almost got his soul, man.
Yeah. In the second one, it was really shitty because it's just like you can't kill me because you need me for my soul, and you're not gonna do anything. Why? Like, why aren't you gonna do it now?
Right. Right. Like,
I don't get why his sister coming in was gonna subdue him. He tried to take on 3 people before. Like, this time he's gotta be extra careful.
I don't know. Get why you just don't like pick him up by his legs and just throw him in the fireplace.
They
Whatever,
did do
just
that
leave
in the
him.
fourth one, didn't they?
They've done that
Yeah, they
before.
did that in the fourth one. They picked his bride up, and they
Yeah.
threw her.
I mean, he
It
always
doesn't
comes
matter
back.
what they do, the producers are just going to bring him back for
Yeah,
another
always
Yeah,
comes
it's
back.
the same thing that happens in a lot of horror stuff. Like, oh, they can't really die. Which brings me to Saw, in which the character did die, but they kept making like new guys to like cover for him and shit. I
Yeah.
guess like his.
He had the one girl that he like rescued out of like rehab or whatever.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like, the first 3 Saws.
She was was she Pighead? I always forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like the one that was kidnapping everybody.
She was the one. No, that was the doctor that cut off his own foot. Like that was the doctor, right?
Oh, in the
Yeah.
first one?
Yeah, in the first
Yeah.
one. Okay. And then like he was the one that was doing surgical shit to people, like getting shit planted inside them and stuff, and like all that stuff. We were talking about Saw earlier. We mentioned how like I didn't understand how he got like where all the shit he gets comes from,
Yeah.
because like he
Who's
gets these
paying
slow
for this?
acting
Who's setting
poisons
it
and
up?
shit, and I'm like, he's really banking on these people like waking up right now. Otherwise, this death trap's not gonna make any sense.
He knows, like, he probably just knows how long the whatever sedative that he uses on him is
Yeah,
gonna work.
he must have
you know,
tested it on somebody or
Yeah.
whatever. We don't kill people.
You kill yourself.
By 5, it was like, no, he's straight up killing people. Like,
Yeah.
because of you, this happened.
Totally. Like, when I first watched, like, the first 3 of them, I was all like, I was really high. So I was all like, dude, yeah, he's kind of like a therapist.
He's kind of like I stopped watching it at 6. I don't know if they made any others beyond
Yeah,
that.
there was Saw 7, and then I think this next one is like the 8th one.
No,
So,
wasn't there Saw 3D, or was that?
Saw 3D I think was Saw 7,
Oh.
or then I don't know. There's too many of
Yeah,
them.
now this is supposedly the final one because it's just Jigsaw now. It's like Jason Bourne, where they just instead of changing it to the Bourne Ultimatum and shit, they make the last one just called Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
It's really unnecessary, all the sequels.
They just did it because it. Actually, no, I forgot why Jason Bourne came out, but I remember
I didn't
that they
see that. I like the Jason Bourne saga.
I like the Jason Bourne saga too. It's one of my favorite books. Actually,
I never read the books, but I like Matt Damon. He did well in the role.
Oh,
Jeremy
great.
Renner did good in the Ultimatum one.
It was the Bourne Conspiracy. That was it.
Okay, well, yeah, he did good in that one.
Because
I was like, damn, Hawkeye's pretty dope, actually.
the first three were just Matt Damon. The fourth one, the Bourne Conspiracy, was
and it only had the only Matt Damon they added was clips from the previous movies.
Yeah. To like get it done. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator movies. Like he didn't show up in Salvation, but they still like threw him in.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he still like did like whatever sort of posing for the CGI or whatever. But
did he?
I don't know.
It was just CG Arnold. Like it wasn't as good as Salvation was probably the worst, and it was like the one that needed to make the most amount of sense, I guess. Because that was like the one like how do they actually defeat Skynet? And
yeah.
Christian Bale was given shit to work with.
Yeah,
that was a real throwaway.
I liked that movie actually.
You can like that.
I never
movie.
liked. I never liked.
Good,
I never watched Genesis, so I don't know if that's any good or not.
And I don't hear it's that good, but that was like when we had like a lot of movies from like the 90s coming out in that year. We still are. We're getting a lot, but we had like Terminator, Jurassic Park, and Mad Max were all coming out like in the year.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day is probably the best.
That's the best
of all time.
Do you know they had for like his flipping the shotgun, they had to like get a counterweight in the back armrest so he could actually do it.
Oh wow!
Because you can't actually one arm a shotgun, but he's a robot.
For Terminator, all I've seen was my two oldest sisters when I was like 6 worked at Blockbuster, and so they brought it home one day for me to watch, and I started watching it by myself, and then like a sex scene came on, and I just ran out the room because I was scared. I was like, "What's happening?"
The first sex scene I saw in a movie, I don't know if it was even a sex scene. It was one of the Tales from the Crypt movies. It was either Bordello of Blood, or there was another one, I forget what it was called, but there was a part where there was like titties everywhere. And then my buddy Jerry, because we were watching it, I was sleeping over at Jerry's house. We were watching it with his family, and we're in like first grade. That's when I was hanging out with Jerry. We're in like first grade, and he's all like, "Oh, I see them titties," and he like I forget what his comment was, but I was like, if I was drinking something, I would have fucking spit it out over everything, dude. Like this shit was hilarious. And his mom and his dad and his older sisters or twins that were hot, they were there, and his brother was like, his whole family was there. And he's like, "Oh, I see them titties, fucking loud and clear," or some shit like that. I was like, "What the fuck?"
That is gold.
There was this one time, my parents, I guess, I was standing around like our old house used to have like the TV right here, and the door, of course, with the ledge nearby, like corner was right here, so I could just peep over and see my parents watching some movie. And I think I tuned it on Airplane. That wasn't like a sex scene, but there's that one bit, just random titties just start flying right there. I was as a young kid, I was like, did I just see that? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you did. That was good.
I wasn't like amazed. I was like genuinely like, wait a second. Wait, did I just see what I think I saw? I would later, I'm a googly-eyed dude when I still see titties, but like
you're supposed to.
Yeah, it's true. We haven't desexualized that shit if we're trying, I'm hearing we're trying now. In Australia, they made it legal to desexualize. Like, you can be topless as a girl now.
Nice.
Which is, I guess, good for everybody.
That's good news for you, Tim.
Makes the world easier.
Dude, because like if you see titties more often, you're not gonna be mesmerized every time you see titties. If there's just like an everyday thing, like I can go jogging right now in this bike path that we're at with my shirt off, and it's no big deal. But as soon as a chick does it, dude, everyone's gonna be fucking stalking her, like just fucking keeping that close distance in her fucking proximity, So
if we just had a lot of girls all over the place doing that, everybody can just sit down and they can just look around, and then eventually they'll get tired of it.
Yeah, like when you see it everywhere, it's not like, oh, all right.
It's hard to get rid of creeps, but like in some ways,
creeps are always going to exist.
But it's better if we ostracize them more, or if we just dilute them in everything,
Yeah, dilute them. getting ostracized like the Hunchback.
Ostracized. That's a good movie. It's actually not my favorite movie though.
Oh yeah,
What's your favorite Disney movie?
My favorite Disney
Oh, I hate
movie.
Disney.
Everybody always says they hate Disney, but let's be real. Like
no, dude.
those old movies were pretty fucking good.
Like
Aladdin,
Aladdin
I
is
hated them all.
Aladdin is amazing. The Lion King is amazing. Those are two of my favorites of all time. The original Fantasia is amazing.
The original Fantasia is great. I never saw the second one all the way through. I don't know if it's like really good or not.
The Fantasia 2000.
Well, if
yeah,
it
I
counts,
hear they're
I'd
making
have
a
to
third
say
one,
Age of
too.
Ultron was my favorite.
that counts. That's Disney.
I hear they're making like a third one too, and like they're getting some really inspired artists. They're getting the dude who did Samurai Jack and the Clone Wars, and he also did Chowder too. So I think his name's Dan Crawl or something.
Okay.
He did the whole
I
that
love
whole
Chowder.
scene.
Chowder's pretty good, dude. Like, well, I have a boss. He talks like the dude is like rubble, rubber, rubble, like rubble, rubble. Like that's what it sounds like. I'll be
That's
like,
how my cousins.
I'll be like, Rick, dude, just text me. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Like, it's fucking terrible.
He just goes rah rah rah, and then like. I love there's this one bit where he like is playing the game or whatever, so he reads like the rules, like reads the card, and it just goes rada rada rada, and looks on the card, and it just says that like phonetically. So it's like diegetic that he says that. It's not just like people are understanding him differently, and we just can't hear him. If you don't know, the word diegetic means like it's known to the characters in the story. Like musicals. If a song was diegetic, it would be like somebody would be questioning why they're singing.
In a musical world, everybody just knows what the hell's going on.
That would be non-diegetic.
Okay.
If they just don't talk about those musicals ever again, but they still like use them or whatever to like express their feelings. But like if nobody asks why anybody's singing, then it's therefore by default non-diegetic.
Okay.
But like say I use this example a lot. I don't know if you play like Overwatch, but like
no, I don't.
There's this bit where
I'm straight.
one of the characters, Junkrat, has like just a tire. He's like a Mad Max like character. He just has a rip tire where he just rips it like a lawnmower and it just rolls.
Yeah.
But you can actually control it. But there's no like way he could have controlled it. It's just you. But they just don't mention it because it's just non-diegetic. It's just not part of the. It's not a thing they need to explain. I just swallowed a bug.
Yeah, we're right next to the river, so there's gnats everywhere.
No, yeah, no surprise
Tell me
there.
that story about your friend Gretchen.
The poop story?
Yeah.
The poop story.
I did say it was going to be on the podcast, so all right.
Just remember that. It's going to be a good one.
All right. So
the poop story.
So my friend Gretchen's throwing a party. It was a winter birthday party. It was cool. Me and my friend Lalo show up there. It's good. We're having a great ass time. Like Lalo's like one of the lives of the party. He's one of the only people that brought any weed. And he's one of the lives of the party. And it's ironic that his name is like lame ass Lalo, because every time I hang out with him, I have a grand old time.
That's his inspiration.
But so eventually we meet this girl Beth, and like she's cool as fuck, she's dancing with us. She's all like, "Oh, you guys are awesome!" She's cool as fuck. I even have her join my beer pong whatever team. She's on my beer pong team. We won a couple games.
Beer pong teams? We just do loose teams.
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm like, who wants to be on my team? And I was like,
temporary. Okay.
I was like, Beth, be on my team, or whatever. We won and then we lost the next one. So that and then eventually I just ditch her or whatever. And then me and Layla were conversing. We're in the same area, but we're talking to two different people. And the next thing you know, Beth comes out of nowhere, takes this whole handle of Captain that I brought to the party, and she's like, "You guys all gotta drink this." And I'm like, whatever. The girl that I'm talking to at the time refused. She's like, "No, I'm good." And I'm like, "Well, all right, it's my turn then," because we're going and so I'm like, I drank a shitload of it, whatever. Layla went, and then I go dancing downstairs with that Beth girl again, and then she disappears out of nowhere, and then I think I'm still dancing in the basement for like a while. Some other people show up down there, and then probably like an hour or so goes by. I have no idea how what the time lapse of anything was at this party, because we were all drinking, whatever. Everyone's having a good time. Nobody cares what how whatever the time lapse or whatever is. So this dude comes rushing down to the basement, and he's just all like, guys, you gotta get upstairs quick. And like, curiosity fucking hit me, and I'm just all like, boom, I gotta go. I'm fucking pushing people out of the way, dude. Like, so we had to go. I went running all the way up to the attic, and there, fucking that girl Beth is fucking like, she's like squatted like this with her fucking pants down, and behind her, like 2 feet behind her, is a fucking glass coffee table. We're like, cause everybody goes up there to fucking like do blow and fucking whatever, fucking smoke weed or whatever. I don't know.
And she's just taking a shit?
No, she's passed out. She's passed out in that squatty position. Fucking like but on top of that glass table, there's a shit. On top of that glass table, there's a shit. So like she shit on that table and got off the table and whatever, and is passed out with her pants still down or whatever. I don't know. Fucking, cause I get up there, I yell at her, I'm like, get your drunk ass up and clean. No avail, does not wake her up. We're fucking shoving her. She's
out.
We get her pants up, and like, I think she gets escorted out there. I helped Gretchen clean up the fucking poop or whatever, cause that's just what a team player does.
That's how you deal with it.
Yeah, it's like, man, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And
you got like fucking bugs all over you.
And since I have a dog, I'm used to cleaning up poop, but human poop is so much worse than dog poop, you know, like
it's all based on what we feed them. If you feed a human, like, you know, shit
no, but it's just like you expect.
I don't want to talk about poop.
You expect to clean up dog shit. You don't expect to clean up human unless you're a toddler or elderly. That's the only time you expect to clean up.
No one wants to clean up. I'm not like a poop cleaner myself.
No, not at all.
Anyways, back on topic. To all the unnecessary sequels. Everything that comes out these days is just a prequel, a sequel, a reboot, or a remake.
Yeah, there's nothing
People
original
are afraid
anymore.
of originality.
You know what pissed me off about Scary Movie 2? Because the first Scary Movie was making fun of unnecessary sequels and movies with sequels and all this dumb shit. Then fucking boom, Scary Movie 2. It's like, now you're contradicting yourself. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's like at this point now you just don't really do that anymore. And they just gotta, I don't even think they see the movies they parody. I think they just see the trailers.
Honestly, you're right. Scary Movie got terrible after the second one.
Yeah, the fourth one was okay, I guess.
Which one was had Shaq and got caught by Jigsaw and he had to make a free throw to get out? Because that
I think that was 4, because 4 had Jigsaw in it.
Okay, yeah, with Shaq trying to make a free, like you have to fucking make a free throw to survive. That was a funny ass joke right there.
They were like, you're being held against your will, and he's like, Kobe.
No, that
was a good sketch right there.
There was another one where like the tripods rise out of the ground and it's just like selects down and it's just like awesome 80s. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. It just goes one below. It's destroy humanity. That one kind of gets me. That's why I thought the fourth one was okay because it made me laugh. But you know, laughter is subjective. So I guess I shouldn't say it was okay. I should just say I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
There's so many bad movies that I love that still entertain me.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot of bad movies. One of my favorite movies is Atlantis. Back to the Disney thing.
That movie's good though.
It is good, but it didn't do that well like in box office and shit.
Yeah, like I wouldn't consider that a bad movie. Like it might have flopped or whatever, but like that's just because people didn't want, like, I don't know, like it didn't have that classic Disney feel to it, you know.
Yeah, it was more like anime.
Yeah, that was like action adventure, you know. Like even like Aladdin's kind of action adventure. Like Atlantis was like a whole different thing.
Atlantis and Treasure Planet were like two completely different directions.
Disney movies only do well if you have a half-retarded crew that sings the whole time.
No, you need a fucking prince and a princess. That's like
that's the Disney.
That's
shtick,
the Disney.
Yeah, and they're both half retarded, and all that happens is they sing a bunch of cringy tunes.
Yeah.
No, they're not all cringy. Come on,
they're not all cringy.
People always like knock Frozen, but the only reason people don't like
Frozen.
I
just can't wait to be king.
I will smack you.
No, but there was like in fucking like Frozen, people always give it shit because it's now like marketed. It's annoying, I'll be honest, but it's not like a bad movie. It's just fine, you know. It's okay as it is. But I think that's like the deal is like they just blew it way out of proportion with this post-hype stuff. Like everybody's like all Frozen shit and everything. like sing along shit. It's so easy to get
Oh,
Frozen
dude,
gear.
Brave is a way better movie than Frozen by far.
I've never seen Brave. That was like when I stopped watching Disney movies, like whenever they immediately came out.
Oh man, Brave is.
I'd see him like
It's
on dates
funny.
and
It's
shit.
action packed. It's fucking. It's oh man, it's great, dude. It's like there's a lot of there's like the ending's like really climactic and shit, dude. I'm like, damn, I don't know how she's gonna win, but
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've never seen it. I should get into it. Last movie I think I saw was Princess and the Frog. That was like the last movie I
I
actually
never
saw
saw
in
that
theaters.
one. See,
Yeah,
like,
see, that was like the last one that just kind of went under the
There
radar
are way too many
almost.
bugs around here.
you're right by the
And
river.
now everything's kind of happening. Like we're making we got Pixar and also like now this 3D Disney modeling, which I think is also made by like a separate group than who made like the group that made or the name of the group that made like all the 2D ones. So like now they have a new sort of animation team, I guess. But it couldn't have been the same animation team as they had with Sword in the Stone and shit, because that was in like 1970s.
Right.
That's actually one of my favorite movies, because the voice acting for Merlin is like the fucking best I've ever seen in my life. Like he really gets that old man vibe down. Just
Sword in the Stone. That one was really good.
that was actually it was really good. Like,
That
more
one
of
I grew up
more
to.
of that.
That one I grew up to. That one was out when I was a kid. Like that one was a really good one. And I was already fascinated by like medieval culture and shit
Oh, I
back
was
then
too,
too.
yeah.
Like,
I was getting into that shit. I was getting into Greek culture too, because my parents were all like, you're Spartan, and I'm like, dang, and you're also Cardi too, and I'm like, shit.
I used to want to be a knight until I found out about samurais, and then like all the
dude,
samurais
yeah.
took over.
I saw. Let's see. I think I
I'm
was
not
about
into samurais.
I think I was about 6 or 7 when Samurai Jack came out. It was like 2005. No, I would have been like 8 when Samurai Jack came out.
See, when I was it was somewhere around then, because I remember Samurai Jack came out, and I didn't want to give it a chance because the animation was like Powerpuff Girls or whatever. But even though
Yeah,
Powerpuff Girls was amazing, but then like I heard like so many good reviews about Samurai Jacks, and then gave it a shot, and I was like, damn, this is actually like really good.
The same dude made the Clone Wars, those animated Clone Wars, not like the 3D animated, but the 2D animated Clone Wars.
Okay.
You remember that? That's what I was talking about earlier. And he's the same dude that they're getting now. For something else I was talking about earlier, but I'm sure people can just scroll back and figure out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really good animation. It's like I want to say it's like American anime, but it's not. Like, it draws from anime a little bit.
Avatar is
yeah.
American anime.
Avatar is American anime to the core, really.
That was the only anime I ever liked, honestly.
People are like, you can't call it anime because it's made in America. I'm like, fuck off. Like,
it has a lot of Japanese casts, so like.
It has a lot of Japanese cast. Well, actually, no, it's all across Asia, really. Because all of them are across Asia too.
Yeah.
It would make sense, really, because like not all of them are fucking. Like just like the Earth Kingdom's obviously China, and the Fire in the Fire Nation's obviously Japan and stuff, and the Water Tribes are like I think Inuit. I'm not quite sure. Some like
they're the Water Tribe are definitely sort of like more Inuit, like Alaskan or like Antarctic.
Yeah, and air nomads are obviously just Zen Buddhists, not like necessarily a race so much as just like that's what they are, kind of.
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely. Fire Nation. Dude, firebending pissed me off because, like, for the longest time, I didn't know how firebending worked because every other bending, they needed that element around them.
They needed the element
but
around
firebending could just fucking like snap their fingers and fire's there. But then I read deeper into it, like, actually not too long ago, probably like 4 or 5 months ago, about, like, 'cause I was so pissed off about it. I was, like, still to this day, and I was, like, going on fandom sites and whatever, and like being like bitching, and then people would link me to whatever. Apparently, it's like something like they can channel like the fire
I thought
within
it was because of the sun.
Yeah, the chi.
They can channel like there's the fire within their fucking like their chi or like their soul or their essence or whatever to fucking whip it out or whatever.
I thought it was because of the sun, because wasn't there the episode?
No, they don't.
with
The sun
eclipse?
isn't their source. Dragons are their source.
Oh.
The sun's just what they use. But unlike waterbenders, they explain that they need the moon. They like use that with the tides, and that's how they waterbend. While as like with airbenders, they learn from sky bison, and earthbenders they perfected their art from badger moles. But like they all got their powers from lion turtles, but they perfected them with their sources, like where they're inspired from.
Wow. Nice.
That's how that
they got
works.
some new Korra comics that I haven't looked into.
Yeah, we saw that at the comic store earlier today.
Yeah,
Just looking around. Should have gotten that instead of the Warhammer 40k. Those are cool though. I'm gonna still build those.
yeah, absolutely. I
Alright.
would if I was into Warhammer.
Dude, Warhammer's great. Like it's totally like proto-fascism, but it's fucking great. Like
There's a GameStop by my house or a game place where they'll have the Warhammer and they'll have D&D and stuff there. But
I might paint him a different color. I don't know.
I would. I'd paint them whatever.
I'll paint him like little Soviet things, you know. This time they'll be the opposite of fascism. They'll defeat fascism.
You got the little like headdress with the magnifying glasses on there.
I have those actually. I
Yeah.
have that. It's not like a headdress. It's like a little thing.
Yeah,
You've seen it though, I think, because I think I had it in my car one time.
it's like night vision goggles, but it's just magnifying.
Oh no, wait, this is like one of those like dip things. Like you can like it's like glasses and it's
Yeah.
got like 2 lenses on it.
Yeah, okay.
So I still have to get like up close and personal to do shit.
Yeah.
Like breathe heavy and stuff because I'm a fucking creep when I want to like do my shit.
There's nothing
still
wrong with
do.
being creepy. I like your Beatles shirt.
Thanks.
Got my,
You didn't like that Paul shirt that I took a picture of at Lollapalooza?
No.
Were you at Lollapalooza the whole weekend?
No, I was there a week before show. Like I was there for like building the stages or whatever. I wasn't there for the production week. I wasn't there for show, and then I was there for one day of the teardown. So, I've been there for the week, like for a show before. Like only one day of show. Like I fist bumped Childish Gambino.
Oh,
I don't even know if I can say that. I
Donald
did.
Glover.
I did that. And then, and he was on the most awkward stage. Like, he was like, Childish Gambino was on a stage with, like, Skrillex and, like, Chromeo and, like, all this other fucking, like, EDM techno shit.
The
Like,
fuck? he's such a strange dude. He's cool, but, like,
it didn't
fuck,
make
man.
any sense.
I wanted to go to Lala and see Cage the Elephant.
The last
That'd
time
be
I was at
cool.
Lolla,
Yeah, that'd be great.
it was 2015. I saw Paul McCartney. I remember I was high on acid, too.
Dude, I was so jealous when he snapped me that. I didn't know Paul was going to be there, else I would have tried to go.
Yeah, you were like, I wanted to talk to him and tell him it was John's band. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and piss him off in the last years of his life.
I barely knew you guys in 2015.
Yeah, we didn't even talk, really. We just knew each other in, like, the group chats and stuff.
and shit, yeah.
Rip
Just
group chat.
thrown in.
No, I'm not in any.
Fucking fuck the group chats.
Yeah.
Get off of my friend's hair.
There's
Yeah.
Pizza Orgy.
Pizza Orgy
It
and
lives
the
it
other
lives
one.
sometimes.
What's the other one?
The other one, are you in it? I think it's like the one where, fucking, you guys are constantly posting, like, I did something in Everwing or whatever on Facebook or whatever.
Oh
It's like,
yeah,
oh,
dude!
updating.
Everyone left that because all we were playing was Everwing. On
Yeah,
it.
fuck that. I wanted to leave that so badly. I was like,
Everyone
fuck.
left it.
I just don't commonly leave like group chats unless like I'm really pressured to, or unless Eric removes me.
I'm tired of all these bugs. I want to get out of here.
Then we got 2 minutes. Can you handle 2 minutes of getting bit up
2
by
minutes of
gnats?
getting bit up by
Perhaps.
gnats.
And we gotta go to the other part of the bike path to pick up chicks. I know that's what you wanted to do.
I think we should walk back by now.
I almost need food.
No,
What time
you
is
got to
it?
save that for
I know,
tonight.
save that energy
I
for.
put my phone in the car.
Yeah. I need to keep. I
You
need
want
to
to
keep.
just
I need to keep my battery up high so someone can film while we eat.
you want to just go back into your house and we just watch some more videos or something?
Yeah,
like
we
that?
could
You
do
anything you want
that.
to show me?
I don't know. We got all sorts of time, man. We can do whatever. I can show
Nasser,
you
got
Tim,
anything else?
all my sisters said hi.
all your sisters.
Gigi too.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah, no, Gigi hates me for no reason. And
Wait.
you never even told me why.
I didn't know
I
Gigi
don't,
was
you
your
didn't
sister.
even
at
tell me
first.
why.
I should have noticed Gigi was your sister because she has the exact same face as you. But, like still, everybody always says my sisters have the exact same face as me. I believe them. I don't see it, but I believe them because I know like whenever somebody says I don't
I don't
see
think
it.
I've even
it's 'cause
seen
I
I
your
don't
filmed
know.
an episode with my brother yesterday, and like before we started filming, he was just like, I had my shirt off. He's like, "How do you have like no chest hair?" And then he's like, looks like a fucking werewolf. And
That's what my little brother is.
I
My
am
little
like, I
brother
look
looks
this
like a
fucking
werewolf. I have no
oily.
chest hair.
I really just should just shave my. I used to shave my chest so much in high school because like it cuts back on drag for swimming. But I wouldn't shave right here. 'cause
Okay,
the
I was gonna
jammers
say
cut off
because
here,
you
yeah.
suck a lot of dick, but her swimming that makes
Yeah.
sense, you know.
I wouldn't shave like right here because my jammers cut off a lot of just cut off at that point. So it's like I would have hair right here, and then after this
When
point,
I
then
went
it's
to
cut.
school, a lot of the male swimmers were like heavier dudes. Like I don't know if it was because of buoyancy or like I don't know.
We had like nobody that was like big. I was like probably the biggest guy, and even then I was like 150 back then.
I wish I could have been 150 back then. I have to like try hard to fucking maintain 150.
We were down to 150.
we were fucking down and everything. It was a great time. High school. All right, we're past
high school was
1:30.
not a
Oh
great
shit!
time.
All right, we're gonna wrap this one up. I'll see you guys next week at Timone Show. Hey, don't forget to hit that sexy subscribe button. And if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on this show, fucking feel free to put it in the comments below. And see you next week.
Need a sex time.